Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. This is a painting video. I try to do one every 7 to 10 days for those of you new. My regulars here, guys, I feel love. Thank you very much. Right, so what am I painting this week? Or this video, should I say, this Necron Overlord from the Indominus, from the Indominus box. Absolutely fantastic model. Absolutely amazing. I must say, GW have really pushed the sculpts out and just really made them amazing. Not just the Necrons, but the Primaris as well. Those of you that are regular here, you would have seen the Let's Build video I did the other day, which was the Librarian Phobos armor. Absolutely fantastic model. But anyway, let's get on with the colour palette. So I have, that is Kinetic Alloy. Got him from the Imperial magazine, just to give a test out. That's Runelord Brass, Retribute Armor, Beaten Copper, Polished Blue, Mr. Reliable, some White Scars White, I think that is, Lothlorien Blue, some Vulcan Green, and in the background I have some Vista Red and some Moot Green. Okay, just that's the airbrush versions. So the first thing I do is start with some Runelord Brass, get the base colouring done in this bad boy. Some of you are going to say to me, John, what about the no terrain videos recently? With everything that's been going on, I've not been able to. I've had time, you know, as I'm here doing time, like doing painting and terrain builds, but I just haven't had the time to really focus on the terrain build side of it all. I do have some stuff that I'm working on, but it's just not. I haven't had the time to get it finished. Let's get some base colours on there. I like this Runelord Brass. I didn't think I'd like the colour first of all, but as soon as I started applying it to Necrons, and why am I doing the Overlord? Someone's going to say to me. I was asked, I did the 24-hour painting challenge, which I failed miserably because I had a power cut halfway through. But I was asked, could I show you guys my Necron process of how I paint these guys? Because on the painting challenge you see bits and pieces, you don't see too much. So this is me just adjusting the light a little bit. You're not going to see me doing all this Runelord Brass because there's a lot to do on him. You'll see here on the back of the leg, I haven't gone up and down, I've gone left and right. So what I want, the reason I've done that is because it's sort of a dry brush, so that bit in the middle there stays dark. I do like this colour. It's more like a dirty silver metallic. Also with the terrain build, the place has been, we've just been arranging stuff in the house, and a lot of furniture has just come over here, but not to store it for later use, just because it's no good, but for me it's good for storage and stuff. Right, so that's where we're at with him. I'm going to go off camera and just finish off doing the other bits on him. Untitled Brass. See how it goes. Right, so you see his arms, his legs, a little bit on the side of the chest there, just in there, and his spine, his spinal bit has been done in that Untitled Brass. Now let's go for polished blue, which is a lovely colour. Paint on here slowly because he's got a couple of power orbs on there on his shoulders. They're not called power orbs, I don't know what they're called, but it's a different orb colours. But I'm going to do his whole of his shoulder carapace, the polished blue. I love this colour as well. It's a brilliant colour for Dissension Warriors. Now some of you are going to say, John, I don't have polished blue, it's a very old paint, and I understand that. I'm just a hoarder with things like that. Another way to get this type of blue finish would be paint it silver and just wash it with a blue. So even if you use something like Lothlorien blue and just watered it right down, with this polished blue as well, then when you put paint on the brush, it's a nice blue, and as you move away with the brush, when you're painting the model, it'll run off to a silvery colour. Yeah, it does a little faint bit of blue on it, but it's more of a silvery colour. So you're better off, so it's not the camera. So when you're doing edges and stuff, you're better off just trying to get as much of the blue on there to make it more prominent. Yeah, so we do just touch up the edges here. Yeah, there's a prime example. Okay, see how it's gone all silvery there, but it's probably blue there. It's the same paint, it's just, that's nice. I like that. Let's get under here and get this side. Sorry, this paintbrush knocking the camera. Right, so that's one side done. We'll just touch up there. See how that looks. See, just around that power orb, I just need to touch it up a little bit. That's how amazing it looks. See how I'll turn it around, the light shimmers off a bit differently and it looks more silvery and blue. Yeah, I love that colour. Anyway, I'm going to do the other side of them. I'll see you in a second. Right, so that's both sides of them done. So now I'm going to go with some beaten copper. And I'm going to get under here and do this bit under here. So if you can hear the cows in the background, you can hear me, so they're just starting to get a bit boisterous. Now one thing about this beaten copper, okay, when it's on the wet palette, or when any metallics paints on the wet palette, after a little while it starts to separate itself. I don't know why it does that. If anyone does know, just chuck me a comment below. But this beaten copper is an old paint. Because it's an old paint, it goes like that. See how it's kind of like a wash? Yeah, it does that. I don't know why. Maybe because it's just his age. Don't know. I'm going to some Retributor armour. I know these little tassel bits. First of all, let's do his trim here. Better for the minute. Just maybe I should have done these bits first. Just as I'm saying that. That's why I see the staff. Just call the staff. It's not a big issue. Just guess what colour the bottom of that staff's going to be now. So let's get that staff just a quick. Only because I caught the bottom of it. That's why I'm giving it a quick bit of Retributor armour. Might be dropping it. That's lovely. And I got that on camera, so I can't do nothing about it. Right, now we're going to go with, I'm going to try some of this kinetic alloy. I'll dry brush that. The kinetic alloy is actually a layer paint as well, so it's, it'll go on nice and bright and dull itself down. Little dry brush on there. There's the ribs, they'll get nice. Right. Let's get to his head, his helmet. Still giving his face a little dry brush around the eyes because I want to get in with the mint green to really illuminate that area. Knocking the camera again. So I'm just going to camera, just realised that. That's the paintbrush, not me. Okay, let's get this arm done on his art weapon. It's all very watery, that connected there paint. Okay, it's starting to come together nicely. That is pretty much all the metallics done, I think. There might be a little bit of dry brush here and there, but now it's time to go to some Vulcan green. First thing you want to do with the Vulcan green is get right into these little circles. Give it a nice I say circles, I mean the power orb things. Try and give it a nice some more on his leg, didn't I? Yeah, I did. There's actually one here. See how green now. The ones on the weapon. So the ones on the weapon need a little bit more. And what we do is we come in. We don't paint all of the weapon, the blade of the weapon, but we try and follow it down as much as we can, because you want some of that black to come through when we go to the next stage. Sorry. See the weapon. They say, John, why are you doing the whole thing? This blade the weapon head, all of this bit is going to really contrast the rest of the model. We just have to get it nice. To go over some of the Vulcan green on the actual blade, just where I put it on thinly and it's starting to dry. It's looking a bit dull. Let's get it brighten up a little bit. Don't forget the bottom of the blade. Mad. Sorry, it's the paintbrush keeps hitting the camera. I think I'm too far over this side of the where I'm painting, so I feel a little bit cramped in the corner bit here. So, well, not in the corner, but a bit cramped this side of the screen. Right, this. Now I'm going to go from some Lothlorien blue. Okay. And we're going for a dry brush along all these rigid pipes. Now, the reason I'm doing this, 2 reasons. One, it contrasts the rest of the model. Okay. The stars really contrast there. Yeah. Don't worry, it's not. I haven't finished the pipe work yet, but just to give you an idea of how it reflects off the metallic, and it's not metallic itself, but it sort of ties in with the polished blue on top. Sorry, that's not the camera again. Because it's a layer paint, it will dull down, make it nice and blend in nicely. Sorry, that was me, 100%. Of course it's me 100%, there's no one else here. I know that's where I've got the camera too far over. I should have the camera moved over that way a little bit more. Because when it dulls down as well, any little bits I missed that black are going to just blend in nicely, because it's going to look dull and used, should we say. I don't want to leave much, but a little blue as well. Down. So the blue I'm using where I've got to the last bit of paint on the brush is a bit watered down, so I'm just going to use that to thinly add the little coupling onto the where it joins onto the weapon. Okay, just that little pipe there. Nice. I'm going to let it dry for a minute. I'll come back to you in a second. Right, just move the camera over slightly. Now I'm going to go with some Mechanica Standard Grey. This coming in Dominus box as well. So I totally forgot. About this guy's bit on the bottom there. So let's do a bit on the brush, pour it down. Here's on the paint pot on the wet palette. Man, I could have dry brushed this, still didn't dry this bit on the bottom. Sorry, I've gone too far over the camera now. Look at the paint and everything. Last thing I want is paint to spill. Right, so what we're going to do next, we're going to go with some moot green. Take some out, whack some on the wet palette. Right, we're going to go with all of the little powered node bits. I get a little blob. That's a way to describe it. A few of these little bits of Vulcan green here are not actually fully dry, but that doesn't matter because it just melts it together even more. Sort of a wet blend. With these bigger ones, you don't want to get towards, just want to sort of blob it in the middle there. Yeah, so the outside edge is still the Vulcan dark green. Right, I've still got a little bit of paint on the brush, so I'm going to brush off the excess. And we're going for the eyes now. Now with the eyes, you sort of want to do, I don't know if saturate is the right word, but you sort of want to do it like that. Yeah, so it gives you a nice little effect. You can see on the blade at the bottom there. I'm going to do that little bottom sphere again. But look at the eyes. So it sort of gives you, sort of gives you a power look. Sorry, it's not the camera. Now, here's a nice little trick. Get a bit of water down the moot green that's left on the palette. That's very watery anyway because it's a airbrush paint, and just sort of go over. Sort of want to wash all of this. You're going to look at this one and go, oh my goodness me, have I messed it up? No, you haven't. It's fine. Now we're not doing camo shade or camo, you know, anything like that. This green will will darken itself down as it dries. So I'm going to leave that to dry for a minute and I'll come back to it in a second. Right, before it's fully dry, we want to go with some White Scars White. I think my wet pad's too wet, to be honest with you. You want to just get a little dab. Missed it. Get a little dab in all the little power spheres. Okay, you can look at it and go, what the hell? But as it starts drying, you see at the top here, it's still wet. Along here, where are we? Zoom in. Along here, it's still a little bit wet. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of water on my brush. Just play around with it a little bit. All you're doing is filling in, trying to move it around to cover as much of the little black bits as possible that are showing through. Doesn't matter if you catch a bit of white, gives you a little bit of light effect. See that? Let's do that. See that there? That's what you want. See how it's gone through the little lines. And I'll do then. Take a bit of White Skies White. Let's try brush it across the top of the stone. Edge highlighting this little bit of stone on the ground. Just to make it really stand out. Me use Screaming Skull, that's usually my go-to for stone. But White Skies White is very nice alternative because it gives it a bit more brightness on it. But as it's a layer paint, it will dull itself down. There's one bit I just realised I've forgotten. It's just the bottom part, it's not an issue. to the moot green on the wet palette. Playing along with it. You see how I've done it here on the bottom here, just along the edge there, same as this side, just across the top. Let's try and play with it, just where it's on the wet palette I've watered it down even more, so it's nice. Yeah, so as it dries it should just give me a nice bladed edge. Now I'm going to take the last little bit of the moot green the wet palette and just go along this edge highlight. Just to really highlight that edge again. And it's still all wet, so it's nice. Now we're starting to see, yeah. Just need to do that corner piece. Just missed that little bit at the bottom there. And that's how we do it, guys. Now with the blade, I could leave that to dry and then get some moot green, not the airbrush, just normal moot green, and just edge highlight again, not water it down, just so you know it's not thick, but it's a bit on the wet palette if you want, but just so it's really highlighted even more. I wouldn't go over white to highlight that, because you'll take the white edge highlight will take away the white from the energy spheres. Yeah, so let's leave it to dry, and that's it done. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you next time. There is terrain build on the way, but I'll see you next time, guys. Take it easy.